Hi guys. I do know that there's a mummy behind me. I am recording this in the theater space. It's where I spend most of my time with the current show that I'm working on. I did my micro teach on the Monkey Wrench Gang. It's a fictional story by Edward Abbey, and the book uses a lot of eco-terrorism using sabotage and destruction to get to its ultimate goal of stopping the industrialization of the desert. This book was written in the 70s and takes place in southwestern United States in Glen Canyon. The four main characters are a band of like-minded misfits that band together and fight against the industrialization of Glen Canyon. The rather unlikely group goes out on a mission to destroy Glen Canyon Dam that's blocked the Colorado River off, a place that each of them has a connection to in very separate ways. We meet George W. Hayduke first. He was a former Green Beret in the U.S. Army that fought and was a prisoner of war in the Vietnam War for over a year. But he's now seen as a chaotic drunk who's lawless and the most violent of the group. He regularly gets into trouble with the police. He comes back after the war to find his desert being industrialized and hates what he's seeing, honestly. Then we meet Doc, or A.K. Sarvis, M.D., and his lover, Miss Bonnie Abzug. He's a middle-aged professor type who enjoys highway beautification. He essentially is out burning down and destroying highway signs, the billboards that they're using to promote the industrialization of the desert, with Bonnie. And she's watching for police and cars and such going past, and he's up there with a chainsaw just hacking them down. Then we meet Bonnie. She's a young woman who's described as wise beyond her years, and at only the age of 28, she's super cool being in this book, because at that time it wasn't really a thing for that to happen. She's also in a relaxed relationship with Doc. I say relaxed. She's kind of in an affair-ish type relationship, but she also doesn't have a husband, so she's kind of enjoying the bachelorette life. The last character that we meet is Seldom Seen Smith, a Mormon who's given up his faith, but not his practice of polygamy, but his wives aren't aware of that. He also works as a river guide in Glen Canyon, and that's where the group meet on one of his tours. During the tour, the friends meet, and when they stop for the evening around a fire, they connect over their shared hatred for the industrialization of this place that was once so beautiful, and they decide that they want to do something about it. So they decide that they're going to let all of the oil out of some of these large bulldozers and excavators, and they continue on this spree of destroying the things that the contractors are using to work with and blowing out mines, and at the end they blow up a few bridges. And as this goes on, a man by the name of Bishop Love, a vigilante type, starts a search party for the group and ends up getting police and the National Park Rangers involved, and the team gets captured, but none of them get punished to the extreme that they could be punished in. And this relates to real life. I mean, the story shows the real life ecological revolution that is happening. The group fought for what they believed in, as we do today, and they fought for what was ecologically right. They took the ideas of Leonard with the difference between conservation and preservation, and they used his idea of preservation, and they wanted to preserve the canyon for what it once was. Hayduke shares more of a mind with John Muir's and the view of preservation that he had in wanting there to be as little influence from industrialization in people as possible, while Smith shares a closer mind with Gifford Pinnock in believing that we should monitor the wilderness closely but not be as, hands off. I would also go to say that Bonnie was an ecofeminist. She fought side by side with them, and for multiple other reasons as well. And again, this relates to today's struggle on a large scale. We see these views in play at rallies around the world. We see them standing up against excavators and against bulldozers, and the climate change rallies and marches, and just people standing up for how they believe we should be. And that's the main thing that I got from this book. The way that they're fighting in the book is the same way that we're fighting now, even if it is on a slightly smaller scale. So that would be the Monkey Wrench Gang. Thank you.